Happy Sunday. This is Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel. Tennessee bounces back in emphatic fashion today to finish off the series win over Ole Miss 15-4, 2-run rules, 3 days. Very happy with the response from this team after last night. I think this was a game last night. If you're Tennessee and you leave that field, if you're Tony Vitello, you're that staff, those players, you had to be upset last night. You couldn't have been happy that you lost that game. It was a game you should have won. It's a game you should have that you had in hand, and it was a game that got away from you. And but this team come out today. I liked what I saw. I liked how Xander Seacrest started the game. He come out, pitched well. I liked how Snead pitched today, even though he gave up a few runs. I still thought he pitched pretty good. And I liked how this team just approached their at bats today. Some good examples. That was the 6th inning. 2 outs in the inning. Blake Burt battled. He fouled balls off, drew the walk. Billy Amick battled, fouled some balls off, fouled off a good curve. He hung in there. He fouled it off. He got it again. He sent it out for a grand slam, which put Tennessee up 15-3. Snead did give up a home run in the top of the 7th. And I'm going to be honest. If I were Ole Miss's coach, or an Ole Miss fan, I would have been embarrassed by that. That dude that hit the home run to make it 15-4 acted cool. He kind of threw his bat, and then they went over and did their little celebration like they were up 15-4. You're getting the crap beat out of you. All right? Take it and go home. Take it and go home. I know after the game, too, I wish they would have put the cameras on it more. Tony Vitello and Ole Miss's coach were having a conversation as the teams were shaking hands, and I don't think pleasantries were being exchanged. They looked a little adamant. And it was going off, and it definitely didn't look like you're smiling and patting each other on the back. It definitely didn't look like Rick Barnes and Rodney Terry from last night exchanging pleasantries by any means. I think there were some hard feelings last night as well. And, I like when we beat Ole Miss a couple years ago, too, when they were ranked number 1, went down and swept them as well. They don't like it. They think they're a superior program for some reason, but it is what it is. They got smoked today, just clear and simple and plain as that. And look at what I liked out of the hitting today. 7 strikeouts. I mean, you got to think that's the norm. It's the norm. I've talked about it. It's the norm. One of them was from Ethan Payne, who barely bats. He took it looking, but Inslee, Peebles, both had him. Peebles has got to fix that. Peebles is, I wouldn't say I don't know, man. He had a lot of hype behind him coming over, and he still doesn't have a home run. He's hit 265. I'm gonna say out of any of the transfers, and there's a long way to go. Guys, I've got confidence the guy can turn it around, but I would say he's been the kind of disappointment from the transfer portal. Of the rest of the guys that's come over, man, they've hit the jackpot with Amick, with Causey, with Snead. I think Stamos has done some good things for them as well when he's pitched. He's a little up and down. But Peebles he still has a chance, but he hit double-digit home runs at NC State last year, and he still doesn't have one at this point. I'd like to see more out of him as well. But the good thing is for him is none of the catchers behind him can hit. We don't know about Stone Lawless, as he's probably going to DH, but we know Stark and Taylor, they're just not going to. We know it's not. So people's going to continue to get his opportunities. And you got to think a guy who could hit before, he's probably going to be able to hit now as well. But just looking at it today, Tennessee hit 5 home runs. Today you had one from Moore, Amick, Tears. Tears got him started in the bottom of the 1st with that 2-run home run with 2 outs. Dylan Dowling crushed one, hit a 3-run shot today. And then Dean Curley hit one as well. Good day for him, 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs. As well. He had a stolen base to add in there. Also, I think that was when there wasn't even a throw on it in the 6th inning. But, a good bounce back from these guys. And again, what I liked today was just, and the announcer or the color guy alluded to it, just seemed like they seen the ball a whole lot better today. Of course, you weren't facing the same guy you were last night. And that guy was a good pitcher. Let's make no mistake about it. He was a good left-handed pitcher. He gets strikeouts, and he got them last night as well. But it seemed to me like, I don't know, just better swings, better at bats, battling through at bats today. It was something we did not see last night with them. Fielding wise, Curley did have another error today. Didn't see anything else with that. I missed when that happened. So if anybody in the comments wants to comment on it, I don't know exactly what happened there. Pitching wise, Xander Sechrist, he went 2 1/3, 1 run. He gave up 5 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. So he did his job the first inning for sure. And then they started getting to him. Sneed, 4 2/3, 3 earned runs, 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, no walks for him. I would much rather him get hit than to give up walks. So it's good for me today. They went 7 innings and had no, or only had the 1 walk today. So that brings Sechrist 2.63 ERA on the year, Sneed 2.57, and Sneed's had 30 innings, more strikeouts today. He said that it tied his career high today with 6 strikeouts. Kind of hard to believe for me with the guy who throws that hard and has his arsenal that that he's not more of a strikeout pitcher than he was. But today, 6 strikeouts, 4 2/3 innings. That's kind of what I want to see out of him. And I like that he was able to get that done. But a good bounce back for this team. I think they needed that answer. And I'm kind of laughing with this team. It seems like it's either run, roll, or bust with them. Their 3 wins in conference, they didn't run roll Alabama, but they had a chance at it. They were very close. Now, did today alleviate any concerns for me moving forward? Absolutely not. They're still going to get those pitchers who can make them live hard with the strikeout, but we still don't have the issue of the bullpen. We don't have a resolution yet. Sneed is trusted. Obviously, Causey, Beam, Russell, your other guys he trusts. I mean, it's really down to Sneed, and Sechrist has been getting a little bit of run. I mean, he's been around for a while. Kirby Cannell, I think there's a little bit of trust there. But other than that, I don't know that Vitello and company trust any of these pitchers right now. It's great. Some of them can throw hard, but if you can't throw strikes, and that's the biggest thing with this bullpen, that's the biggest issue. That's the issue A.J. Russell had last night. He walked 6 guys last night. They have got to fix that. I don't know what's causing these issues or anything, but that's what's holding this bullpen back. Guys like Aaron Combs, he gets himself in trouble with his control. These dudes have trouble throwing strikes, and then they have to groove one. You're going to pay for it in the SEC if you have to groove it to SEC hitters. That's just the way it is. And really, your good mid-major type programs as well are going to make you pay if you don't have control and have to groove it with them. It's different than football. Your mid-major, of course, you see mid-majors in basketball kind of do their things, but mid-major teams can play some ball in college. It's fun to watch, actually, if you watch some of the different teams that play around. But I still like the response today. I don't think today was must win, but for confidence, for just a lot of things with questions, it eased up the questions for a day that this offense bounced back in emphatic fashion, that these 2 pitchers, they got the job done today. Were they perfect? No, but they did. They walked 1 guy in 7 innings, which to me is good. They had their strikeouts today as well. So a lot of positives for me to take out. And the biggest positive, of course, they take the series. They said that's Tony Vitello's 6-0 in conference opening series at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. They're back in action this week in what has proven to be a tough midweek game the past few years with Tennessee Tech coming to Knoxville. So they'll have to be on it. I'm curious to see who starts Tuesday night for Tennessee. And then next weekend, Georgia comes to town, and Georgia's opening weekend in SEC play. They were swept at Kentucky. I know they've taken the first 2 from Alabama for the weekend, and looks like they're well on their way to sweeping Alabama for the weekend. They're up 9-4 in the bottom of the 7th now. So, it's the SEC. It's a sneaky team, but are they one of these? They play better at home than they do on the road. I mean, based on the first 2 series, it certainly looks that way. But, as always in the conference, you're going to have to bring it. It doesn't matter what it is. So hopefully we'll get clarification on A.J. Russell, what's going on there. If I'm Tennessee, and I've seen some of you in the comments comment on it, I'd rather him rest and get 100% than rushing him back out and risking further injury. They need him more at the end of the year than they need him right now. You need him right now as well, but you don't need a less than 100% and risk for injury guy out there. But I'm going to wrap it up with that one. Tennessee goes to 3-3, 21-4 on the year. Move on forward this week. Can't take Tuesday for granted. Definitely, you can never take a weekend in the conference for granted. But I appreciate you guys who tuned in last night on the post game of Tennessee, Texas. Had about 70 in here, give or take, the whole time. That was a good number for this channel, and hopefully we'll continue growing it. Make sure you like this thing, you share it, If you're not a member and you like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. It just helps drive up the analytics and stuff too. But as always, guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday and the rest of your weekend. My name's Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel. As always, go Vols.